without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about the Kanye West and Wireless Festival situation. I promise you, there are layers to this entire situation, and I want us to look at all of that. Of course, we're gonna get into the drama of Advocate BBL, her husband, but it's less engaging, intellectually and mentally. It's the same drama all over again. So I'd rather we finish with that. But when our minds are still fresh, I want us to talk about Kanye West and, of course, Wireless Festival. Now, the last time that we had a conversation about Wireless and Kanye West on this channel, we were talking about how allegedly the title swindler was also eyeing being a headliner at Wireless Festival. Now, people were even putting two and two together, saying that this is the reason why the title swindler decided to go with British GQ for his interview, because then it would make sense, that the interview is coming out, and in the same week or a week later, Wireless Festival is announcing the title swindler as the headliner. Everything is all a blast and beautiful, and it's all happening in the UK. Now, of course, one would wonder why all of a sudden he is becoming obsessed with the UK. But now the story is simple. You guys lately have been realizing how he has lost favor in the eyes of the black community in the US, especially following the emails, and the list, the files, from that island. People have kind of been waking up and realizing the truth behind the man they have always idolized. Now, of course, in true title swindler style, he decided to go ahead of the situation. I do believe that at this point, he knows that it's just a matter of time until people are completely done with him. And so, in order to stay ahead of the situation, he might be attempting to build a solid fan base internationally. And let me tell you something, no matter how you guys want to believe that this man does not study other artists, he does study other artists. And I do believe he has realized that despite the attempts of canceling Kanye West in the US, this man has been able to survive because he has a fan base that goes beyond just the US. He is international. And he also, in my own opinion, paid attention to why Nicki Minaj has remained relevant despite multiple attempts at canceling her. And he has also realized that the woman has got a fan base beyond just the US. And that's something that he's also trying to build for himself. Now, I'm not going to be hating him for trying to be ahead of the game. I mean, this time at least his PR team or his team has been doing a good job, because that would have been a really solid plan in trying to diversify his fan base. That was a solid plan, but allegedly it didn't work out because demand wise, yeah, here, the title swindler here, and then we put Wireless Festival, the new generation, creativity wise, demand wise, it just wasn't making sense going with the title swindler. And even if Live Nation loves him, at some point they also had to put their business first. Now, allegedly, he had to go with his backup plan, which was performing at his current venues. And just, it would also still make sense to present to the people that, well, these are the venues that I decided to go with. It makes sense. These are the roots of, where I come from. And, we are celebrating my album. So let's do it this way. So allegedly, he decided to go with, plan B. These are all allegedly, by the way. But anyway, that being said, there is also another facet that I would like to introduce in this entire conversation. Now, who remembers a time where it was being rumored that the title swindler and his wife were planning to relocate to the UK? At the height of the allegations that were coming via Tony Busby, remember that time? Yeah, there were rumors that the couple was even purchasing land and property in the UK. So you see how strategically everything would have made sense that they are planning to relocate to the UK. They get the opportunity to headline Wireless first. Who knows? Maybe the wife would have made an appearance and then everyone would have been wowed and it would have been a big thing. And now they have found a fan base in the UK. They've found influence in the UK. It would have made perfect sense. So you see, maybe it's not far fetched that indeed this man was eyeing Wireless first. But that being said, let's now move on to the developments that happened during the Easter period. Now, we last ended when Kanye had just been announced as the headliner, and it seemed everything was positive. People were happy about it. To be honest, I didn't see many people complaining about him headlining the festival. Listen, even some sponsors like Pepsi were caught in the comment section celebrating this announcement. People were excited. People knew that it was going to be big because let's be honest, no matter how much ridiculous Kanye West can be, that man is a creative genius. So people were overly excited. However, Things seemed to just change overnight following Kanye's performance at his own shows. And he delivered. He was a creative genius. People were entertained. Celebrities came out to support him, and it was a massive conversation, with a lot of people in the UK being expectant of Wireless First this year, as they were expecting to get the same type of entertainment and creativity from the creative genius. Wireless Festival even got more hype, and the fact that celebrities were coming out to support him even solidified the fact that the general public had moved past those moments of weakness from Kanye West, and people were gladly receptive of his apologies. Hence, that taboo and that label of him being cancelled was slowly being taken away from him. The man even made history, okay, in terms of revenue, because all the shows were sold out. And it is then that the negativity began. Do you see the pattern? It is after Kanye did his shows and people saw that, in fact, the shows were successful. That's when the negative publicity just started coming out. And if you pay attention to the platforms, to the media platforms that were ahead of this thing, that were covering this thing so much, you would realize a pattern. It is those media platforms that have a lot to do with a certain record label and certain people. A lot of the media personalities that do align with that person who's known for giving phone calls and stuff, those are the ones that started peddling whether it's a good idea to have Kanye perform at Wireless, whether Kanye West is cancelled, and stuff like that. The discourse started after the man had made history, single handedly for his shows, and had broken the taboo of being a man that had been banished from the entertainment industry. So, is it safe then to say that there is a massive weaponization of media to take down people that certain people do not like in the industry? Because, to be honest, before these blogs started posting about it, I didn't see massive backlash from general people, from the general public, with regards to Kanye performing at Wireless. The backlash only started with these so called blogs. So, it's really interesting to me. And later on, it started coming out that sponsors were pulling out, sponsors like Pepsi were also pulling out. And this is the same Pepsi, by the way, that was caught in the comment section of Wireless, commenting and hyping that situation up of having Kanye West there. So all of a sudden, everything is just turning around. Multiple sponsors were now pulling out. PayPal was also pulling out of Wireless Festival. And it's very interesting to me how that all played up. It's also very funny that after Kanye had broken records for his shows, that's when it came out. After people were now expectant, of seeing him perform, that's when all this backlash started coming out. Now, the question for me would be, this outcry and this criticism and backlash, is it coming from a point of concern, from a point of actually being offended, or somewhere in this world is there a puppet master who has no problem using the hurt and pain of certain communities for his own advantage? Is it possible that maybe there is someone somewhere who is pointing people and controlling people and reminding people that, you know what, you have to be mad at this person just because of their own personal differences? And that would be a sad thing if that's exactly what's going on. That would be sad that, what Kanye said has hurt a lot of communities, okay? And I do believe that a lot of people are aware of all the remarks that this man has made. And I also do know that a lot of people also saw him apologizing, and a lot of people really did receive that apology. And it seemed the people stood with that apology before this man went and broke records. Before his performances in LA, people were holding on to the apologies and people were excited to see him perform, and people were looking at it as redemption, to be honest. That's majority of the commentary that I've been saying. And I think on this channel I even pointed out how much people are giving Kanye grace, but when it's being done by a female counterpart, they don't get the same grace. People generally have been graceful towards Kanye West. So what changed between the announcement, the performance, and now? What happened? Who is behind those publications that all of a sudden they started to look at it? Because before he performed, the same publications were like, oh, Kanye's going to be performing here. He's been announced as the headliner. In my own opinion, they were waiting to see how he was going to be received for his shows in LA. And in my own opinion, they thought that his shows were not going to be successful. And the success of those shows is what brought this discourse to the internet. I believe someone somewhere was intimidated by the fact that even after being cancelled, I put that in quotes, Kanye was still able to do what he did, and certain celebrities were out there supporting him fearlessly. And I believe that this is exactly why this whole discourse became a thing. I mean, it even went further. as to reaching the authorities that were now even threatening that Kanye West is not should not be allowed to come and work in the UK. I'm like, okay, sponsors can pull out, but now you're even moving further to say that the man is not allowed to come and perform in the UK. He's not able to get a visa. He should not obtain a visa to come and perform. Don't you think that's a little bit extreme? But that being said, my focus is really truly not on the reactions from the people, because I've gotten to realize the role that the media plays when it comes to managing or weaponizing people's emotions. Because I watched it in real time. It truly started with the blogs, and then the people joined. And then Pepsi felt like, oh, they had to do something because the blogs had amplified the situation to become more than what it actually was. And it's very pathetic to see, to watch. People also were pointing out certain people that were performing at wireless at some point. For example, I think people gave Dr. Dre as an example, and still, even after those allegations, Pepsi was okay with it. They didn't see the need to pull out. So, what exactly is going on? Now, in as much as I do believe that people like the title swindler have got, strings they can pull behind the scenes, I also do know that they have limits to what they can do and what they cannot do. Because if it ever gets to Live Nation, that there were people from the black community that were behind this sabotage, it will not look good for the title swindler or anyone like that. Because one thing about them folk, they care about their money more than anything. Wireless Festival is ran by Live Nation. And if indeed the title swindler was behind the smear campaign, that is massive conflict of interest. And one thing about them YT folk, they love their money. Not even you or your lace front will get between those people and their money. So, for his sake, I hope that was not the case. Because I'm sure Live Nation would not enjoy losing massive sponsors like Pepsi and stuff like that just to settle personal vendettas between two black men. That's one thing they're not going to be doing. But that being said, there's also another, facet to this entire thing, okay? Because I'm not here to just say, no, it's the title swindler, it's the title. Let's look at everything, okay? Let's have like a proper critical discourse, and let's look at all angles. There's another facet that I saw also being discussed on the internet, and it kind of also does make sense because allegedly for Kanye's two tours two shows, that he recently did, he allegedly did not utilize Live Nation. And you know how that monopoly feels about artists that try to tour without them. Now, these two shows that Kanye did grossed so much, were well produced, well organized, to a point where they might start to feel like Kanye successfully doing shows like this will influence other artists to not utilize us when they go on tour. So, what that means is Kanye's tour or Kanye's shows being a success would not only bother the title swindler individually, like on an individual level, but would also bother Live Nation to the point where they might feel like sabotaging Wireless just to teach him a lesson, to devalue him. Now, one thing about the entertainment industry is the number one strategy they have is devaluing an artist to try and prove to that artist that he or she needs them. But I don't know, you guys. It's a lot going on there. Do you think that it was probably the title swindler individually behind the smear campaign? Or do you think that maybe Live Nation is on it again? But I refuse to believe that Live Nation would allow this entire vendetta to go between them and their sponsors, because Pepsi has been sponsoring Wireless Fest for the longest of time. And I don't think that they would be willing to lose that over teaching Kanye a lesson that, you need us. I don't know, you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this entire situation. But it seems like Kanye decided to sit down and issue an apology. And this is what he had to say. He said, "To those I've heard, I've been following the conversation around wireless, and I want to come to address it directly. My only goal is to come to London and present a show of change, bringing unity, peace, and love through my music. I know words are not enough. I will have to show change through my actions. If you're open, I'm here with love." Formerly known as Kanye West, and he's allegedly willing to meet members of, the communities that he has offended in the UK after that controversy. And honestly, I love this growth coming from Kanye. To be honest, being able to take this amount of accountability, and I also love to see the growth that is able to apologize instead of just turning into crash out mode. I do believe that his ops were probably banking on him crashing out and not being able to handle this in a nice way. And when that didn't happen, script has suddenly been flipped. We'll talk about how soon after that statement was made, the same blogs that I was talking about are now turning around and they are now covering positivity. It's crazy, the media games, if you pay attention, how the narratives change, and you can tell, the difference in the narratives. You can tell that there's a puppeteer, someone controlling everything. By the way, speaking of puppeteers, don't try me. Like, I know you, like, now I'm convinced that someone is out there watching these videos, which is ridiculous for a small channel like this. Like, just stop playing in my emails. And the reason why I'm not blocking you is I'm gathering evidence if you decide to harass me, because what the F? Like, how hungry do you think I am for money? Like, really, truly. The games of, oh, I'm an agent, I work with YouTubers, I work with this, your income, hop on a call with us, it's not happening. It's not happening. One day is we want to bump up your income and we want to work with you. The next day is you want to edit my videos for me. Like, how daft do you think I am? Stop playing in my emails. And this entire different strategies and different emails you come in, ridiculous. Stop insulting my intelligence, okay? Bobby. Anyway, that being said, let's move on to the other stuff between the husband and wife. So let's start with the husband. Now, it has been reported that Offset has allegedly been pew-pewed, and he allegedly got pew-pewed at a casino, and it's sad. It's a very sad situation considering how Takeoff, left the world. It's really a sad situation, and it allegedly involves, TJ as well. It is also being reported that the issue was about a 10,000 G word debt. I'm saying G because YouTube doesn't allow me to speak about such things, and so it's really sad. Academics covered more on that. He has an interview that he's yet to release with Lil TJ, where he allegedly speaks about the same thing, and pew-pewing each other for $10,000 is just something that I just don't understand. Like, really, 10,000 is getting you to a point where you're pew-pewing each other. Like, I don't get it. But it's being reported that he's stable right now. The family has issued a statement, and they say they will reveal more, but he is stable. It's nothing critical. We thank God for that. That being said, the wife also found it necessary to come online during that time to tell us that she's gotten, money was stolen from her. And when it comes to that woman, while some people think that this is karma for her making mockery of Nicki Minaj, the timing for me is very concerning. The timing that she's coming out here talking about her Amex, and this is happening with the husband. I don't know. Something about her and the stories just doesn't make any sense for me. I will insert a snippet where she allegedly is talking about that. Unfortunately, I didn't watch it, but I'm gonna have to watch it if I'll insert it. I haven't screen recorded it, but I will insert it for you so that you guys can hear for yourself. When it comes to her and the shenanigans, honestly, already, like, I love listening to her voice, but I guess I have to do what I have to do. But yeah, I will insert what she had to say, but I don't think that after that I'm going to be coming back. So thank you very much for watching. I was highly interested in this video, obviously, with the Kanye West situation. That's the one that has caught my attention. And let me know what you think about everything, and this wife and husband also, and everything that's going on with them. Do you think that it is truly karma? Do you think that these are just one-off shenanigans to get some attention? And I'll catch you in my next video. Until my next one, see you. So, guys, before I insert what Advocate BBO had to say, there have been developments in the year situation. So, apparently, Kanye has been banned from entering the UK. And yeah, it's interesting how everything is actually playing out. And Wireless, first of all, has also issued a statement saying that they will be refunding people who bought the tickets. And the tickets themselves were sold out in the first hour that they were put out, the pre sale tickets. They were sold out. And soon after that, that's when it came out that Kanye had been banned from entering the UK to perform. And UK politics in itself, it's a lot of conversation that's also going on in as far as this entire situation is concerned, because it seems like it is clear now who runs the country. And that's another discourse that is going on. We will talk more about this as more developments come out. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about how everything played out and how Pepsi initially signed off on this, only to pull out later. What do you think is happening? Who do you think set this entire thing off? Let me know in the comment section. And until my next one, see you.
Cardi B car, bitch, you gonna have a good time, bitch. Yeah, you gonna have a good time, bitch, in the penitentiary, bitch. That's where the fuck you gonna have a good time at, bitch. I said about 2-3 weeks ago, I noticed that like 2 weeks ago, I'm gonna say about 2 weeks ago, my credit card was missing. Which is funny because I don't know. I don't know if I don't know, because I always have it in my purse and everything. But either way, these people, I never seen these people before, so it's like whatever. So let me tell y'all something about me. Y'all know Cardi B don't fucking play about that bread. You know I don't play about my money, right? So my credit card, my Amex, is connected to my phone. Bitch, every single time that something is purchased with my Amex, I get a notification like a nigga is texting me. Ding, 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 ding. Bitch, it don't fucking matter if I go to a fucking bodega. It don't matter if I purchase something online. If something is purchased off my Amex, my shit go ding, 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 right away, right? So, why I see a purchase, like a $40,000 purchase from Saks, from my Amex, and of course I got the notification right away, ding, 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 ding. So I'm like, what the fuck, $40,000 Amex on Saks? And then there was a $20,000 purchase on Apple. Right away, I already knew it wasn't no Juan. It wasn't no nothing. Some weird shit was happening. And let me tell you something. Before I even called my accountant called me. Because my accountants also get a notification. Bitch, I could be ordering porn, bitch. And me and my accountant is going to get a notification that I purchased porn from my credit card. That's how much I don't play about my money. As soon, I was going to call my accountants when I saw that Apple purchase. She called me before I even called her. She was like, yeah, some funny activities is going on. So let me tell you something. As soon as we saw that it was a funny activity going on, we completely cut off the credit card. But guess what, you fuckers? We automatically called those stores. We called the Saks and we called the Apple store. Let me tell y'all motherfuckers something. Y'all going to jail. I got clear pictures of you motherfuckers